Welcome back, folks. My name is LastKnownMeal, and today we're gonna be talking about Cyberpunk 2077. Shocker, I know. So there's a few things which I want to go through today. At first, when it comes to some of the things people have found in the game, and also in the later part of the video we're going to talk about some of the future things when it comes to Cyberpunk 2077. So first off, huge thanks to DJ Korvik for actually posting this, but he found an ability to hide your gear in Cyberpunk. So for example, if you go to the console in the game itself, so if you have, like, for example, CyberEngine tweaks enabled, you can go to console and basically type in Game.Enable Transmog and then open and close bracket, if that's how you call it in English. And basically after that you're going to get an ability to hide your head and basically like face slot without losing the equipment stats. So as you can see here, I'm able to actually hide my glasses and everything else, and it's not going to change the stats. Now of course, DJ Korvik actually made a full mod. You can actually download. I'm going to leave you a link down below. Make sure to download the alternative version of the mod. So that's the second one below, and it's going to enable you to actually like hide every part of your gear. So for example, as you can see here, I'm able to hide everything. Now keep in mind, right now when it comes to the game, it's only reserved for the actual head and face item. And so far, it's only reserved to basically hide your outfit, not having an ability to change it. Now this could hint that in the future we might have a proper transmog system, which does mean, like, for example, being able to change the equipment we have on ourselves, or at least the look of the equipment while maintaining the same stats. People would like that because they would be able to combine better outfits and combinations for themselves, and a lot of people just like transmog systems in general. But at the end of the day, we're still not sure 100% if this transmog is actually like going to also cover like changing up gear, or is it just going to cover hiding gear. Now obviously transmog has been a huge request by the community, so it's kind of understandable that CDPR does this. Of course they don't have to, and we don't know if this is going to happen in the segment that we want it to happen, but at the same time it would be kind of cool, because at the same time you can, like, you're gonna have good stats, but sometimes you're just gonna be looking like, yeah, no. Now I also want to talk a little bit about the guns, or well, hidden guns in the game. There's quite a few new weapons in the game which are still not kind of public, but of course people dig through the files and they were able to find them. So according to a Reddit user, there is a new power LMG called MA70, a smart pistol called Kappa, nice, a power SMG called Senok, a precision rifle called Kolach, and then a power rifle or a power assault rifle named Kyubi. And there is also a chainsword, a fanged axe, and a new knife. So all of these things can actually be found within the game itself. I'm actually gonna show you some of these things. So as you can see from these weapons, like for example, I was able to add Kappa and Kyubi, and all you have to do is, for example, copy this code. So Game.AddToInventory, which is going to tell your command to add an item to your inventory. You have to open up a bracket and go items.preset, and then you have to like put in Kappa and then default, which is going to be the default skin of the weapon, and you have to like put 1, so it's going to spawn 1 weapon in your inventory. You can actually do this for a bunch of weapons. Now keep in mind, a lot of these things are actually just still in the works and they're still not finished. So I mean, you can use this to maybe check out the weapons, but I don't recommend using them until, you know, they're officially out there. Of course, this is not the only thing CDPR has added. There's a few new things which are actually present in patch 1.5. Like for example, something I've noticed and people have noticed is that there was an active police chase where that police was actually chasing some of those gangers. Now keep in mind that this event is actually scripted to happen in only like 2, I think, parts of the city, and everyone had like those events happen in like the same amount, like part of the city itself. So again, it's not something it's going to happen randomly everywhere you go in the game, but still it's a very cool thing to have, because at the same time it just raises a bit more, how would I say, interactivity of the world, and the city kind of feels more alive, and that's something they actually managed to do with the improved AI, which, you know, still can, you know, do some dumb things, but at the same time it's much better than just having 1 or 2 actions like it had before. So of course it's going to be much more enjoyable for the overall game itself. And also what people have been saying is that Cyberpunk is seeing a little bit of a boost when it comes to number of players playing the game. So right now on Steam you had like 59,000 people playing the game, and if you actually go to right now there is 35,000. I know it doesn't sound much, but at the same time this is much more than there was before the patch, because before the patch you had like a peak of like 15,000 players, and like the lowest part was maybe like 7,000 people. Again, their all-time high is 1,054,000. That's a big number, and especially you can see by this drop-off, like the initial drop-off was huge. Now again, there's a few things why this is happening. Of course, you have new people buying the game because they think the game is playable now and they can jump into it, or you just have people who return to the game for a little bit and they're not gonna continue playing it because they finished everything. So of course you're gonna see this number go up a lot more once we have the first expansion or a New Game Plus, which I think a lot of people are expecting. I think New Game Plus is definitely going to help out a lot when it comes to just the number of concurrent players. And also of course this update was mostly targeted for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S, of course. So it's understandable that the most amount of new players who are actually in the game, or existing players who are now jumping into this, is going to be much higher on consoles. Sadly, we cannot see those numbers. And look, there has been a lot of positivity lately when it comes to this community and when it comes to this game. It's definitely nice to see, because these 2 years have been kind of rough, you know, since the game came out. Or well, not 2 years, it's gonna be 2 years later on, but still, it was kind of rough. So it's always nice to see that, you know, developers are able to put out patches which, you know, people can actually see changes within the city, and this brings me hope for the future. Of course, there's so many more things that they can do here just to improve the experience of the game. Again, we know that sadly, like, Metro system is not going to happen. That's just a sad thing, but again, you know, hopefully everything else does happen which is going to help the game. And most of this is going to actually like be shown like when the first expansion comes, because I don't think we're going to get another big patch for quite some time. My thoughts are maybe one more big patch before the actual expansion itself, and that means if that expansion is not delayed further on into like 2023, because honestly, right now we don't know, and there is a strong possibility it honestly gets delayed. That's just something you know, how it is. And this is pretty much everything for today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to tell me down below what you think about all of this, and also don't forget to check us out on Twitter and Discord. And if you enjoyed this, click that like and subscribe button for future videos. Also, huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters. This is LKM signing out. Stay classy everyone, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.